Welcome to a short and maybe messy bonus episode of
Where I can tap my knee. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Kevin and Jonathan. Before we get into this recap, someone commented on our stories, my friend Quan in LA, and he said he believes the reason why Kazuto did not want to give Alan some ass a few episodes back was because he probably didn't do shit.
Stop! Oh my god. Yeah, I can't believe that they're on a global Netflix show. No.
Yeah, I mean...
No. I mean, maybe it's a little both.
Oh my gosh. But low-key, maybe he did.
Oh my.
Anywho, let's get into this recap. So, as a reminder, y'all know we are recapping The Boyfriend, which is available to stream on Netflix on Tuesdays. Again, we will have spoilers. So if you have not watched a single episode of this, get into it, okay?
Get into it. We're reviewing
episode 7 through 8.
Episode 7 and 8.
Yes. So if you have not watched 7 and 8 yet, turn this off, go back to Netflix, watch it, and then come and watch or listen. Anywho, I have some themes that maybe we could call them album titles. I don't know. Tell me what you think. But this is what kind of based on today's episodes, which the roller coaster that is Daishun. Hashtag Daishun. Roller coaster.
Yes.
Kazuto is exhausted.
Very exhausted. He's so done these 2 episodes.
He is so done. And Ryota caught the train he kept missing.
I have thoughts about him, so we'll share that later.
We'll get into it.
These are cute. These are
cute. Okay, thank you. Not trying to keep it cute. You know, we're gonna go day by day because there was a lot happening.
First day.
Yes. So first day, we get back into the house from where they left off last week, where Dai realizes he's in love with Shun.
After frolicking with Equal for like a whole picnic,
right?
He comes back and he's like, you know what, I'm just falling in love with Shun still.
And he had that conversation with Shun, and I think, I don't know, like part of me is like, Dai, like, anywho,
wait, you gotta go by day.
We're still on the same day. Then
they have this tense dinner,
right? Was that on the same day? Because I remember...
Yes, day one. They had such a tense dinner. It was so awkward.
Well, wasn't that also when Ryota made a latte for Kazuto? And
yeah,
Gensei
and then
thought
afterwards,
it was him? Yes.
Oh, that was so awkward, too.
Mm-hmm.
Gensei's like, oh, you're making coffee this late? And Ryota's like, yeah, it's for Kazuto. And he's like, mocha latte? Was it a mocha latte?
Yeah, it was. And then Ryota was like... Yeah.
I thought you only made those for me.
Gensei, that poor baby. Because Ryota was so into Kazuto, like, I don't get it.
I don't get it. I feel like, no, I don't believe his emotions this whole show.
Yeah.
But.
And then so they had that tense dinner. That was the coffee. But then they go to, oh my gosh, I just realized. This was the next day. So there were 6 days. I'm thinking there was 5. There were 6.
They were flying through.
Yes. So day
the next
2.
Day, they wake up. They have, let's call it like a mission card, like in Hitman. They have a mission for the day.
And the coffee truck is closed for the day.
Coffee truck is closed. They're going on like a go-kart kind of race to see... What is it? Not to see anything. They have a race... To see who wins.
Right.
A wish.
Yes, they're going to win a wish or something. But we already know, like, before they get into this, because they know it's like a date or something. Most of the guys...
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a date.
Yeah, but they could win something, you know, and what they wanted to have was like a date. that's what they wanted their
Most
wish
of
to
them
be.
wanted to go on
And they
dates.
wanted a
Yeah.
date with Kazuto. And Alan wanted a second one. I was even
And Dai
shocked
wanted
that,
a date with Shun.
yeah, with Shun, which we expected that. I was a little surprised that Taehyun wanted a date with Kazuto.
Me too.
And
I
I'm
feel
kinda
like he
like-
hasn't spoken to Kazuto at all this show.
Yeah, or maybe he did and we just didn't see that on camera. I don't know. Like,
I don't know either.
yeah, I don't know. So then they do the race.
Surprisingly, Shun wins.
He wins. And we're all like, okay, what is this man going to wish for?
They're all like, "What's your wish, buddy? Come on, say it." And he's like, "I have no wish."
I was kind of like, what the hell? Like, there are all these people that got wishes and stuff, and then your ass gonna
Even
come
the
here and say,
commenters were like,
I don't know. I don't, like,
"Yeah."
what?
The commenters are like, "Really, boy? Really?" I think he won just so everyone else couldn't. Like he was like, "I want to make sure that no one else gets to go on a date with my man or to go on a date." I don't know. Period.
That's so petty.
He's
And
messy.
so,
He's so messy.
I can't with him. Like, by this point, I was already so tired of him. I've been tired of him for the past few episodes. So tired.
He's a very complicated boy. I'm also like, one minute I'm tired of him, the next minute I'm like, that's my baby, that's my son.
No, he's not my baby. Like,
That's my baby.
yeah, you can have him. Anyway, then they get back to the house, and Ikkyo says that he is going to go for the person he likes. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, it must be Shun, right? Wrong.
I'm thinking it's Dai. What do you mean?
Oh no, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Die. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought
Either
it was
way,
Dai.
either way, we were wrong.
Either way, we were wrong. Cause he goes like flips a little message, like the name on the wall, and he's like, "Kazuto, let me speak to you outside." Everyone's not shocked because half the house likes Kazuto.
Right, but I didn't realize he did too. And then he was like, "Oh, I was attracted to him since I saw him
love
at
at
the
first
coffee
sight,
truck."
maybe.
And then he goes like, I low-key laughed at this, and he said, "Do you mind if I like you?" And I'm like,
That's so
what?
BL.
Right,
So
what
BL.
in the BL is this shit? Like, do you mind?
Oh my god.
And Kazuto was just like, how do I even respond to this? And I'm like,
He felt so like he was like, "Is that a question?" Like, I feel like sure. I think he was kind of like, we can get to know each other. I didn't think you'd even like me in this house. Like, I thought we wouldn't click, but maybe we'll get to know each other
right.
the more we're here.
Yeah, then Kazuto goes like, you've only seen the superficial parts of me. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, like my friends, I have these two other friends from college who are watching the show, and they were telling me, they were like, "Oh, Kazuto has like sad boy eyes," and I was like, "Does he really?" And I see it now. Like Kazuto does look kind of like he has like a dark, depressed past or something. Because he is always kind of really quiet. Like he's all smiley, but when he's not smiling, he looks like he's like fighting demons inside. So maybe that's part of it. I will love you, Kazuto.
I do like Kazuto a
These
lot.
2 episodes made Kazuto my number 1, by the way. I
Really?
was like, I'm sorry, Taeyeon. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Taehyun is still my number one. And I have a reason for that too. Like, even though he's only had like maybe in this whole
5 minutes of screen
5
time.
minutes at most, he makes those 5 minutes worth it for me. Okay. But
And he looked good in those 5 minutes.
he sure did. But Kazuto, I'm sitting here like the superficial parts, like, no, I'm not going to say
said,
it on
"You
this
don't know me?"
podcast.
He said,
I'm not
"You
going
don't
to say
know
it on
me?"
this podcast. We already said we weren't going to say it. Okay. So
He said, "I know I look good, but you don't know me."
anyway, so
Anyway, the next day.
next day, day 3.
Day 3. Oh my god. It's hard to keep track. They
Right.
fly through.
So Ikkyo got to choose up to 2 people to work with him on the coffee truck. Coffee truck is
I was like,
back.
oh, that's new.
We're like,
That's
okay,
new.
this is new. They shaking things up a little bit. Okay, shake, and and he chooses Kazuto, which, duh, we knew that was gonna happen, and nobody else. And I thought maybe he was gonna choose Dai or whatnot, but I guess.
Dai didn't raise his hand.
That's right. Dai didn't raise his hand. Who did
Remember,
raise
that
their
was
hand?
a big thing. Dai didn't raise his hand.
Right. That's right. That's right. Who else did raise their hand? Like, was it Alan?
It was Alan, Taeyun, and Kazuto.
Okay. And he only chose Kazuto, which I was like,
Mm-hmm.
And then
because he just confessed the night before.
Right. And then as they're driving up to the spot,
date.
Kazuto goes like, maybe we're a little bit alike. And that's when I was getting the feeling. I was like, okay, Kazuto is already friend zoning this man.
No, I think. Well, also there's like an age difference, right? How old is Iko? Was like 22. Kazuto was 27.
Yeah,
not that big of an age.
Not
gap.
a big age gap, but I was just feeling like Kazuto was already like, we just gonna be friends.
This is my little brother.
Yeah, he was already kind of friend zoning him with that, like just a little bit alike, like, and he wasn't very excited about saying it. He was like, oh, yeah, we kind of alike, He's like, it's alright.
We was just getting to know him,
right?
It was. I think they had a cute little coffee work.
They
day.
did, and that baby,
Kazuto looked cute holding that baby.
Oh my gosh. And I was like, oh, I wanted to hold the baby. Like, I just wanted to get in the screen and play with the baby. And I was like, just make me a coffee. And I'm going to play with this baby for the rest of the day. So,
I mean, that mom was oogling Kazuto too. She was like, yeah, he's comfortable with handsome men. I was like, no, I wouldn't flirt with Kazuto. Everyone. So back at the house.
So there are the glances that Shun and Dai are exchanging during lunch after Dai said he didn't want to raise his hand to be with Ikuo.
I mean, I think we forgot to mention the night before that Shun was kind of like to Dai. He was like, oh, I feel like you say things, but I don't feel like you really mean what you say. You don't, put your money where your mouth is, kind of thing. Like, I need you to show me in other ways that you like me without, just saying stuff. And so, like, this was one thing that Shun was kind of like, oh, look, you didn't raise your hand to try to go on a coffee work date with someone else. So,
you know what? When Shun said that the night before, I was so irritated. I even forgot to write notes because I was so mad about that. Because I was kind of like, he has been showing you this whole time.
He has, but I think Shun is just very much like, maybe in past relationships, there's been a lot of guys that are just all talk,
right?
No action.
But then it's
so
like,
he's kind of just like, I don't want you to just say all these fluffy things to me.
Yeah, but Dai also was taking actions. Like,
yeah, he was.
And then he was saying, "You're doing too much." And then when he stopped doing it, now you're not doing enough. And it's like, sir, like,
I think he was maybe doing too much.
Yeah,
but he is trying. He's just learning your
speed, the love language. Yeah. So then, also, this is when we also realized that at this little lunch, Alan and Kazuto have not been on the truck together.
I could have swore they were.
Me too. I was kind of like, wait, I thought y'all had been, but I guess not.
I think Alan went on the truck with Dai, and he's been on the truck with someone else.
Did he go with
Usopp?
Taeyeon?
Did he go with Usopp?
Maybe it was
maybe.
Taeyeon. I don't know. I forgot.
I don't know, but I could have sworn he went with Kazuto already.
Me too.
I guess not.
But maybe not. And then we go back to the coffee truck, and I know, like, Kazuto and Ikuo are having a little conversation. I wasn't really focused on the conversation, to be honest, because then I got distracted by that giant shooting star or comet or whatever.
Was it a shooting star?
I don't know what
it was.
Like
planes or satellites.
If it's a plane and it's on fire, that's a problem. Like,
they didn't make a wish. They didn't make a wish.
So they weren't sure what it was.
I don't think it was that special.
Yeah, but whatever it was on fire. So it's like, if it's not a shooting star or a comet, it's something, a plane or something that's on fire, and that's even worse. So
I mean, you know what else was on fire back at the house?
Yeah, somebody was someone was getting a head massage. Excuse
you. That's like a perfect example of like how wishy-washy Shun is. Like, one minute he's like, don't touch me, like side-eyeing you,
right?
The next he's like, I need a head massage. Or he's like, oil me up and give me a back massage, like they did later on, I think. So random.
Then we go to day 4.
day 4 of whatever week of this show.
Right, but we can deduce that it's towards the end of the month because
It's probably I'm gonna say it's like week 3.
Yeah,
week
I'm
3,
gonna
day
say
4.
like week 3. There you go. And Kazuto is in charge of the shift and can choose up to 2 people. First of all, why did everybody raise their damn hand?
I would too. I raised my hand at home too. I would too. They all did. They all did.
Everybody done raised their hand.
Dai and Shun both raised their hand too.
Right. I was like, wait a minute.
I think that just shows how much Kazuto is just so loved in the house.
He is.
Like, he's just brings that warm energy that they all like.
Right. Because remember what I said, the quickest way to a man's stomach or through a man's heart. You know what?
Whoa.
The quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach, okay?
All right. Are you sure?
Well,
there's another way, maybe.
I mean, other people is through a hole, but anyway. And so he chooses Alan and Gensei to go with him.
I was glad that Gensei. I was like, yes, support your sister that's lonely in this house.
Right.
Who hasn't gone out in like 2 weeks.
I swear.
Right, Gensei left the house once, I think.
I think so. And then Ryota was upset. And I'm kind of like, child, I don't know what's not clicking.
He don't like you. Give it up.
He don't like you. Like,
you're fighting like 4 other boys in this house for attention.
Right. And he not giving you any attention.
He's not giving you any attention. And you also, you have to be like, you have to be very forward in this house. You have to not waste time.
Right.
Like, Alan came in this house and made it clear who he liked.
Right.
Equal came in this house and made it clear who he liked.
Mm-hmm.
You have been in this house since the beginning. You were like the third person
and you took
that walked
forever.
in, and you took forever.
Forever. Even Usopp made it clear. Like, and Usopp not even in the house no more. Like, come on.
Oh my God.
Come on. Ryota, he not into you. And then
yeah.
Who suggested? I didn't.
That was Equal. No.
So who suggested?
No, Ryota suggested
that Equal should send a line message, yes. And then Ryota is the one who ends up sending a line message.
I was like, you down
bad. To Kazuto, and I'm like,
I was like, obviously, it didn't work the first time,
right? So why are you doing
send
it
another
again?
Message?
And so in my head, I'm like, boy, you need to stop. Like, stop it right
Unless
now.
it's just editing that makes it seem like he got left on red, but I don't know.
I think he did get left on red because it's kind of like he's busy.
He's working.
You're
you
right,
think he's going to stop his 3-person workday moment to like be like, yeah, I hate these 2 guys. Oh my God.
Like,
rough day.
Right. Like,
we made 2,000 yen. Oof.
And he not paying attention to you like that at all. Like, sir, stop it right now. Stop. Bloop, bloop, bloop,
While
bloop.
Gensei is like waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for anything.
Right. And I guess Gensei wanted, was pretty excited to go with Kazuto because he wanted the opportunity to work with him. And I think in a very platonic way. Like, I don't think he's into Kazuto like that.
No.
But low-key, I was like,
I think it's probably just great to work with everyone once.
Right.
To build that kind of,
And I think
I always love having coworkers. I always love making friends with my coworkers. So
yeah, because it makes a better environment if you can become friends with them.
Yeah.
But if I'm not friends with my coworkers, I'm fine with that too. Like, as long as I can do my work and get my check.
I think it helps you have that one-to-one moment. It really helps you later on in the house in like a group
yes,
setting.
Especially with
that,
this.
We had a moment together earlier, even if it's platonic. We had time together.
Right. But I will say, low key, part of me was like, was Gensei trying to get the tea on Ryota?
Maybe. No.
You don't think so? Because Ryota was definitely, it was so obvious that Ryota was like trying to,
It's obvious to Gensei too. He knows. The coffee that 2 days ago already was a slap in the face.
Right. Yeah, so he's trying to, Ryota's really trying to get into, no, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm trying to say. So.
Yeah, so we got to go back to the house where, like I mentioned earlier, Dai and Shun are giving each other oil massages shirtless for no reason in the middle of the living room. Just like, okay.
And it's like, y'all really just doing, and they were hugging later, doing lovey-dovey, mushy stuff. And
I didn't realize Shun is taller than Dai.
Oh, I knew that.
I
Dai
noticed
is like
in that
maybe
moment.
5'7", and Shun is
he lifted him up. He was like on his tippy toes.
Right.
Like, so
and Shun is like maybe 5'11", 6 feet. Like, I knew there was a clear height difference, you know.
Not that big. Not that big,
I
girl.
I had a feeling, like, I could tell because Shun
But
is
yeah,
tall, you know.
it was cute.
But then Kazuto in that moment was me because you could
The way
tell
he walked by, he was like,
he was so tired, and I'm like, I am tired with you because
I was like, you need to deal
they
with your
keep
own situation,
right,
buddy.
and they keep going back and forth, and it's like I don't have time for this kind of nonsense. Like, so anyway, day 5.
Day 5.
And this is when we're like, they are speeding through these days.
I mean, at
Speeding.
least they're giving us more content. Because before, they kind of flew through convos, they kind of flew through days.
Right.
Now they're really like, all right, coffee, thing, talk, next day. Coffee, thing, talk.
Right.
Know?
They really slide. They going fast, honey. High like the Shinkansen, okay? Fast. Anyway.
Period. Bullet train.
So Dai is in charge of the shift. Shun didn't raise his hand, so he chose Ikuo. And
I screamed.
I was like, here
the way
we
they
go
all looked at him
again.
too, they were all like, you ready?
Yeah.
Like Dai was like, you ready? All right.
And then he
Like,
just had
raise
his
your
eyes
hand.
closed. Like, and I'm like, what is this?
I mean, I understood like in the moment, like, 'cause they were right before that, they were like having an argument about what they wanted to do that night. For dinner.
And it seemed like it was a
But-
conversation going in circles. And I get it.
Yeah,
that was a
'cause
little
they always
stupid.
seem to like to be disagreeing with each other.
Right. And I
Like
mean,
Alan
it
was like, all right, I want to have like an intimate, like a prolonged dinner because I feel
Right.
comfortable talking during dinner.
Mhm.
And Dai's like, I feel comfortable talking afterwards. I want to enjoy my meal, not talk during my meal.
yeah.
And then Gensei's like, I'm fine, you know, like having a couple drinks later. Like I'm gonna choose to be sober, or, like slow down, but y'all can drink. And then Shun's like, ugh, like what are we talking about?
Yeah, and I get it, but also it's like it's not that deep because that conversation
It's not
was
that
also
deep,
not
girl.
that deep either. Like
I
they
feel
were
like
just
you have
trying
nothing to
figure
do
out.
in this house. They're not going to school. They're not doing anything.
Right, they were
The
just trying
littlest
to
thing,
say
like,
like,
annoys
this is
you.
what I want to do. This is what I feel like doing. And Shun is like, I'm
Maybe
gonna
he
close.
just hates communication. He hates
Clearly
communication.
he does, based on his behaviors. Clearly he does. You know. So then,
So any kind of sign of like an argument or like a disagreement, and he's like shuts down.
right. So then on the coffee truck, Dai and Iko are talking about Shun. Clearly, Dai.
'Cause I would too. I'd be like, wow, this boy didn't fucking want to go on this coffee date with me. Like, come on.
Right.
He gonna hug me last night and let me rub oil on him, and we're gonna like be all cutesy, and then the next day you're gonna like ghost me.
Right. All that rubbing and stuff, and then no mess to clean up. Like, what is this? Instead, you make a mess.
God, no coffee mess to
Right.
clean
Instead,
up.
you just make a mess, you know. And Dai definitely said, like, he feels like Shun is taking him for granted. And I was like, yeah. You know, and
I can see that too. Yeah.
yeah, and I could see that. But as I'm beginning
these
to
acts of
understand Shun, that
service.
was not the reason why. And we do find out later what it is.
Yeah, that was like what I said earlier, that he just like shut down after that whole like minor disagreement.
Yeah,
in the
which was
house.
nothing that deep. To the point that I don't even think Dai, Alan, or Gensei, like, I don't think any of them thought it was that deep. They were just like, we were
Yeah,
just
like I don't think they thought it was an argument. They were just like
having,
just talking.
yeah, and they were like, you know, they weren't all on the same page, but it's like, it wasn't a big deal to them. So then,
Yeah.
I guess, you know, they were sending each other messages online and line the messaging app, that is. And
Yeah.
it was interesting how like that conversation, the first thing that came to my head, I'm like, is Dai like an emotional sadist? Like
Stop.
like does he like this, you know, push and pull
I think he's just down
and
bad.
confusion
Maybe
and
maybe he
emotional
is.
roller coaster? Like, I can't do all of that. Like, I like peace, and that's not peaceful to me. That's too much mess.
I think he's just also like confused by the wishy-washiness. So he's like, "Oh, look, he apologized to me, and he also like sent me like a little frog image."
Well, it wasn't
this
an
boy's so cute.
apology in that. You know, it was just more of like,
Yeah, it was just like an explanation. Hey, I wasn't feeling it this morning, so
yeah, and it was like
that's why
not
I didn't raise my
even
hand.
fully an explanation. It was like, I just wasn't
Yeah.
feeling it. Like, what weren't you feeling? You know. But then I guess they get back to the house. And we then get a full understanding that Shun was just mentally exhausted from that conversation beforehand, which we kind of deduced.
We kind of deduced, but glad he got to talk to Taeyeon and have like a
Listen.
full, like, Taeyeon was like, boy, you need to, like, it's okay to not raise your hand. It's okay to,
Right.
like, choose what you want to choose, but, like,
Mhm.
have an explanation for why you're doing things.
Right. They see.
And, like, let Dai know if you feel bad, you feel bad. Let him know you feel bad. Let him know you feel sorry.
And apologize,
And apologize, yeah.
Yeah, and you see how my husband is? Like, I literally wanted
I know,
to go
everyone
up
was clipping that like, all right, Taeyeon getting his 5 minutes this episode. Look at you.
See, I just wanted to go up there and give him a kiss on the cheek and just say, "That's my man." See, this is how you deal with stuff. My man got
That's
you.
how you do it.
That's
I
how
mean,
you
he's the
do
oldest
it.
in the house, so
He
he's giving
is. Well, him and Gensei are the same
advice to
age.
the
It's just
youngins.
Gensei is just
Gensei's a
Ryota.
little cutie pie.
He's Ryota.
Oh my god.
Okay. So then I
Shun
love how
apologizes.
Shun went and apologized, and the way
In front of
Dai
everyone, yeah.
smiled. Oh, I was like, that is
I was
so
like, that's all I
cute.
need. That's all
It
I
was
need.
so cute. And I was like, Shun, look, feeling bad and apologizing is all you need to do. Like,
Just open communication is
hello,
all you need to do.
open your mouth so then people know what you're thinking and they can take that information and run with it. But if you give nothing, they just confused, And then later they get together, all the guys in the house. And I guess Taehyun asked, like, when, how everyone came out to their parents.
It was Alan. Alan was
Alan
is
was the one who
everyone
asked?
out?
That's right. Alan was the one who
Yeah.
asked. And then I guess Taehyun
So,
kind of asked too.
yeah.
But then Ryota was like, he told his parents once it was confirmed he was going to be on the show.
Crazy. Yeah, he said, I came out with this show. Like, this show was my coming out.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. I think that happened in His Man as well, right?
There were a few who
Sonu
did.
from
Yes.
season 2.
Mhm.
He was like, yeah, I came out while on this show.
Mhm.
By being on the show.
Yeah. Like, just when they knew they were going to be on it, they're like, well, the show going to be out, so might as
Yeah,
well
I'd
tell
rather
them now.
you hear from me before you hear, people
Yeah,
talking
from the
shit on
streets,
internet. Yeah.
Um,
And then Dai said that his parents know and they're chill about it.
mhm.
Or that his mom was a little more concerned, but she's open to it. Everything's okay. I think Gensei said he's fine as well.
Yeah. And so Gensei said something about it a few episodes back, too. Like, something about when his dad passed and all of that. It sounds like his parents had always been pretty accepting. So, and then Taehyun's parents don't know.
Taeyeon's parents don't know.
And it's funny because his parents, he has a similar background to mine. Now, I did not go to a boarding school, even though that was something that came up a few times in my childhood, but it never happened. But my parents also divorced when I think they were fully divorced when I was 9. So around the same time. So it's like, I feel that, and no, I did not study abroad in the same. I did study abroad for parts of my time in undergrad, but I didn't get it.
But not like that where he
did a whole degree in a whole nother
went
country.
to boarding school in Korea to then live abroad in America and do a degree in America, then go to England probably and live. So he said like his parents don't really know him, and they still see him as that 10-year-old kid. So it's hard to kind of come out to them and show them who he is.
Right. And they're probably not even going to watch the show anyway. So
I hope so. It looks like he has like a supportive friend group at least.
Right.
And Kazuto apparently, oh my god, that he's like, I came out to them because I wanted to talk about like my ex-boyfriend problems, and it turned out so bad.
Yeah, and he said his mom was really
for him.
sad, and
I was like, oh.
I was like, that's so sad.
And who else? I think that was it, right? Shun, we know his bad story already, so I don't think there was anyone to come out to. I don't think he said anything.
Yeah.
And Alan just said, I think he's out, right? He didn't say anything.
I think he is, and I think his mom is very well aware, you know.
Yeah.
um, and then that's when we get to hear that again, Ikuo wants to know Kazuto more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how much.
He just like called him out. He was like, "So Kazuto, I want to talk to you again outside."
And I'm like, are y'all
Some more.
drunk? Because Kazuto
They
looked a little
are.
red. So I'm like, they have to be a little
Mm-hmm.
drunk by this point.
They all been
And,
sipping a little something.
right. And long story short, Kazuto was like, you are not the one for me.
Or he was like, "I'm not the one for
I'm not the
you."
one for you. Right. And I was like, well,
Yeah,
at
he
least
was
he was
like,
clear.
yeah, he was very clear in the red. I was like, oh, he's setting things straight tonight because he was like, I don't think we match well. Like, we still don't kind of know each other.
Right.
I don't know if I want to be with someone who's kind of different with me than he is with other people, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So he was like, I'm not the one for you, buddy. Sorry. And
Yeah.
that was so like, oof.
I mean,
Like, Equal just got into the house and already got rejected.
yeah, but he was laying it. Look, Kazuto is not trying to BS around. So he's like, let me just go ahead and
I
just
mean,
say
yeah,
it.
he said, "Girl, it's week 3, like late week 3, day 6 or
And
7.
dude is
Like, I gotta shut this
tired.
down."
You could tell he's
So
exhausted.
tired of everyone just confessing to him,
Right.
and he's probably like, "No, none of y'all know me." Like, he's probably like, "I've only opened up 5% of who I am,
Right.
and y'all are all trying to get at me."
Right. It has to be the food. It has to be.
It's because he's so cute, and I feel like he's
cute
just
and
very
he
like
cooks.
stereotypically like beautiful Japanese,
Yeah.
like man.
He cooks.
He's like, yeah,
He's nice.
very
He's welcoming to
standard.
everyone.
And he has like such a smiley face
Right.
and like a beautiful laugh.
And then
he's
Ryota does
my
the
number one.
same.
My number
See, this is the shit we were talking about Ryota does, because he did this like, oh, I got to do
He
my
did
part.
this-
I'm running late. So now because
I feel like, yeah, boy, you're too late. Like, you
Always
being
too
like,
late.
actually, let me talk to you too afterwards. That's already like, no one wanted to talk.
no one wanted to talk to you. And
Like, I don't know.
And
You're not
as-
taking this seriously. If you're
he's
being so passive.
unserious. And what's so funny is like, as we knew, Kazuto was like, I'm not into you and I see you as like a bestie.
Yeah, he was like, we've been talking with each other so long this whole show. Like, I just kind of see you as like my close friend in this house.
Mhm.
I don't want to, I don't want to ruin that. I want friends coming out of here. And yeah, Ryota was crying a bit.
Got
Trying to hide
Kazuto
it.
little watery eyed. I don't know if he was watery eyed or if he was drunk. I don't know. And then Ryota
But I
was
felt bad.
devastated. Devastated. You could tell he was in his room sulking like someone just ripped his heart out.
I mean, yeah, he said like, I loved making you laugh. Like, I loved,
Mhm.
your energy pretty much. And I was like, same.
Yeah,
I
but
do
it's
love-
like
Kazuto
Ryota,
got
you were
that
never
energy.
the one.
But you were just never in that mind.
Yeah,
in
you were
his mind like that.
You were
know?
not in his mind like that at all.
Yeah.
And then day 6 comes
But
around.
we see who was. We see who was in this day 6.
Listen, okay.
Listen.
I love being vindicated, but we're going to get to that. So, the final private date. So, that's how we know this is week 3, because they're not doing anything else.
It's the end of week 3. We're about to get into
Or the
week
end of
4,
week 3.
probably,
And
right?
the pairs are 2 that we expected Sean and Dai. And
I did not expect Kazuto and Alan, but I was
I
like,
did-
who else is he gonna pick? I thought it was gonna be Taeyeon. I
What?
was like, is he finally gonna give Taeyeon a chance? Like, Taeyeon has said that he liked him in the confessional. I was like, is
Yeah,
there something
but-
behind the scene
but
that we're not
Taehyun
getting?
and Kazuto have not barely
I
spoken to each
know.
other. So
I
I was expecting
know.
Alan, because out of anybody, who is it
That
gonna
he
be?
did go on a first date with Alan, but he already told Alan that he wanted to be friends.
Yes.
So I was a little confused.
Well, we already had Shun do the same thing to Die, so at this
Maybe
point,
they just, I don't know. Maybe it's in something lost in translation. Like, he's not saying let's be friends, but like, let's get to know each other as friends first.
Mhm.
Like,
But
maybe there's like
also-
a wording there.
But also, I would think because Kazuto is tired, I think he'd rather be with someone he's already
Someone
kind
that
of
he feels
comfortable
comfortable
with.
with. Yeah, then
opposed
get to know
to-
someone completely new.
Right. Like by this point, it's so late in the house,
Yeah.
But I was excited for it, I was
I
like,
was too,
I'm
of
glad
course.
to see
I'm
these two
excited too.
together. And
I just want happy endings.
and I was like, Kazuto's gonna get dick down tonight.
Stop!
Like
I know,
that
I
was
like,
what
oh,
it was
you missed
in
your
my
chance
head.
the
I was
first
like,
time.
he about to get that duck goose, baby. That's what I was
Not
thinking.
duck goose.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was like, he
Hey,
about to
come on,
have
Cupcake.
it. So then
Oh.
I was shocked. This is where
I was shocked at
framed
this third one.
a third one, but
I literally turned to Steven and I was like, I know Ryota and Gensei like talked behind screen and they were like, girl, I don't want to stay home. Let's pick each other's names. I feel like they
But
for sure
let me
was like,
tell
let's
you
pick each other's
something.
names. 'Cause
didn't
I don't
I
want to stay
say?
home. Let's go on a date.
Didn't I say though? Ryota and Gensei gonna get together. Didn't I say it?
I know, but this feels so forced. This
It
feels
does
so
feel
forced.
a little forced, but I knew it was gonna
Like
happen.
Ryota was like, all right, Kazuto don't like me. Next choice. I know who does.
And he should have chose him from the beginning because Gensei was dropping signs all over the
If I was
place.
Gensei, I'd feel like, damn, this man, like, I'm sloppy second. Like, I'm just.
Gensei
I'm
don't mind if he a
leftovers,
sloppy
like-
second as long as he's the only
I'm
one in
just-
the picture at the moment.
Like, I'm not even sloppy. It's just, I'm just backup. I'm backup. I'm
You don't
standing.
mind because maybe he want to back that thing up.
standing.
Maybe he want to back that thing up a little bit, you know? Maybe he want to, because, sometimes when they tall like that, they tall in other places too. So maybe that's what you try to do.
We have to talk
you know?
about we have to talk about other dates. So we can
Oh,
go through them
yeah.
really quickly.
So I was,
So Ryota and Gensei they did like a glass blowing little
make some
necklace trinket
matching
thing.
necklaces.
And then they just went home afterwards to the house to make a steak dinner.
And
I was like,
first
oh,
of
they get no
all-
sleepover? No sleepover?
Yeah, no sleepover, but that was not even what kind of bothered me. I'm like, where's Ikkyo and Taehyun?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna get like a special at home something since they were the two
Right.
people left in the
Since
house.
they by themselves, I'm like, what they doing?
I thought they would be forced to be like, oh, let's talk, let's get to know each other. We're the only two people left.
Right.
Nope. They said that's enough of Taehyun this episode. We can't get any more of him.
Right. I was a little upset, but their little date with Ryota and Gensei was cute. It was cute.
It was cute, but
It was,
I felt
it was
it
giving
felt very
his
fake.
man, and I was
It felt
like,
very
okay.
fake. It was very his man, very like we're forced to go on this date together. Let's just get to know each other.
Right.
And they were like, we feel very similar, have similar like communication styles, but I just feel like Ryota don't like him like that. But that's just me.
Yeah, I don't think he likes him like that right now.
He don't like him like that because if he
Right.
did, he would have expressed it earlier. And he didn't.
He don't like him like that right now because I don't think he knows he likes him.
He does.
That man
he
don't
knows
know what
Gensei
he
likes
wants.
him.
That man keeps liking people that don't like him. So
I guess,
I think he gonna realize that, you need to get this young tender. Well, he the young tender, but you need to get
the
this
young tender.
small
Yeah,
tender.
he's younger than Gensei. He's younger.
Yeah. So, anywho,
But
then
the
this
Kazuto and Alan date. Ooh,
they had that overnight date. I was like, again,
another overnight date. Good for them.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
but they didn't
They're
play
having
Duck
like a
Duck
little-
Goose. I don't
mean,
think
we
they
don't know,
did.
but they like had like a little barbecue
Mm-hmm.
steak. They had like a meat dinner, and Kazuto like walked into the glass wall. That was so funny.
Because he was,
I was like, that was so
drunk in
cute. That was so
love.
cute.
Yeah, it was really cute. And I think they had a real conversation. I think Kazuto really does like Alan, but it's taking his time,
Yeah, he said like it takes me a while to really get to
Mm-hmm.
know someone. I don't want to rush into anything, and that's
Right.
probably why he shut all these other people down. And he said like he was afraid to shut down Ryota,
Right.
Because he didn't want to ruin things. He
Right.
didn't want to ruin the friendship by like shutting him down and fearing Ryota would like ghost him
Mm-hmm.
or something. So yeah,
But it sounds like he's really into Alan, and I think
like
Alan
opening up to
gets
Alan. Yeah.
and Alan is, holding back, He not trying to lay the pipe right away.
Yeah, he was like, you laid it on really thick the first date, like
Mm-hmm.
and that put me off, but like I'm still open to like slowly getting to know you.
Yeah, he wanted a taste a little too early. Sometimes, you can't
He
get
was
to the main
horny.
course without having an appetizer. You know what I'm saying? So
Speaking of appetizers, Shun and Dai.
listen.
Shun and
So
Dai.
can we just get into the fact, like, I'm not even going to do preamble with this. They were in the bed.
we
we
gotta
don't
get
care
right
about
into
them
it.
having their little conversation. They
They were having a little
dinner.
conversation. They were real comfortable.
Yeah. Sean gets into bed with Dai.
He was like, I'm so tired. Let me get into your bed. And the whole time, I'm like, this audio is so crisp. They're still mic'd up. Like,
And
I'm like, that like mic is still like on your back. Like, and y'all are in bed together. All right, work.
And then they get in the bed together. And you could tell Dai really wants to kiss Sean. But Dai is holding back.
Like, he was trying to be so... He was trying to hold it back. He was trying to be the gentleman. He was like, let me not pounce on this kid right now.
But you know who did pounce?
Sean said, girl, let's go for it.
And I got a little text message from a friend of mine, Patrick, who... Should I say it? Should I say it? Should I say it? Should I say it?
Let him know.
Should I? Should I let the people know what's going to happen next week?
Why not?
So, Patrick is going to be our little guest next week, as on the last part of this bonus series of The Boyfriend.
For the finale.
And the finale. And he is definitely pretty well versed in a lot of things. So I'm really excited that we get to have him on here. But Patrick sent me a little message and was like, they did more than kiss.
Oh,
and I was like, I think they did. The
subtitles
too.
made it seem, the subtitles were like, and they did it, and they finally did it.
Right.
I was like,
and I don't know if that was a mistranslation or
what?
whatnot, but part of me was like, they definitely did a little bit more than that. Like part of me was like, maybe they did duck goose, but maybe they were ducking the goose. They didn't go all the way. There was only a duck, not the two ducks. You know what I'm saying? So I think they did play a little bit, but they didn't go all the way. They didn't finish the game, So
I feel like, I don't know. It was a long time coming. I'm glad that they finally just expressed emotions that they like each other.
Expressed emotions and sweat.
Like that felt so BL, so like, I don't know, real life. But these are real people, y'all.
These are real people.
This is real life.
And I'm pretty sure
that's how you can tell, like, these are just, I don't know, real human emotions.
And I'm pretty sure, I'm very sure there were some clothes removed.
Oh my god!
I'm very sure of it. Like I said, I don't know.
Not gonna give it up like that. No.
That's why I don't think they went all the way. I don't think there was one in the hole. I don't think there was that happening.
Oh,
but
my god.
I do think,
playing golf?
Like I said, like I said, I don't think they went duck goose. I think it was like duck. Like they didn't go all the way. I think something was tapped. I can say that.
I'm just glad that
they tapped something.
I'm glad that things were touched.
I'm glad too. Good for them. I was with my friend. My friend was watching it with me, and we were discussing it later. And I was like, you know what? As annoying as this whole roller coaster with Sean and Dai was, I'm happy for them. Would I date either one of them? Absolutely not. But I'm really happy for them.
But you know what? They're perfect.
They're
perfect
for each other. They are great for each other. Like
and they are still together to this day, and that's all that. That's all that
matters.
Because they have to still be together.
One thing is, if I come around and Dai looks at me and looks a little hungry, I can be like, Shun, don't worry, I don't want him, and I don't want you either. I want y'all to be together. Who
said he wants you in your fantasy? Delusion, girl. Delusion.
I will just say that I have been with someone that looks like Dai.
Oop.
And that's all I'm gonna
hear first, folks.
And that's all I'm gonna say. It wasn't, and
that is all for this mini episode.
That is all for this episode today. Okay. So with that said, that's all for I Can Top My Knee. Be safe. Give screen time to the fine, wise, mature ones in your circle.
Ooh, and hope the Dai in your life tops your knee. Hey.
No, you don't need that. That's mess. Alrighty. Bye, y'all.
Bye.